Wow, back at Talladega Superspeedway, I have seen some impressive performances over the years from that driver there, a 7-time Winston Cup champion. But today, he started in 27th spot, and on lap 5, he was running 5th. He led a total of 18 laps, and he picks up his 74th career victory, his 9th at Talladega Superspeedway. What a run for the Intimidator, 48-year-old Dale Earnhardt, as he climbs out. Let's listen to the celebration. Let's go down to our McDonald's winner circle and Bill Weber.
Well, a handshake for his crew chief, a hug from his car owner, and a kiss from his wife, Teresa, and Dale Earnhardt is in a very familiar position, victory lane here at Talladega. And a huge grin from you. Fantastic run. Congratulations.
I couldn't hardly believe it, really. A lot of cars out there really stronger than I was, and I got in front and they was racing really hard behind us, and I got to hand it to Mike Skinner. He helped me on the high side there, and I kept working with it, and I got by Jared on the outside, and I just can't believe it happened, really. And they got to racing back there, and I wish Mike could have came up there and finished second with us. He deserves to win. That race team deserves to win. It's just unbelievable how this car can win the race here, and I wouldn't give it a chance. I'd give it a second or third or fourth place finish, but I just kept trying, and it worked out for us. They got to racing behind us just like a classic Talladega, and it was mine. And then Jarrett there at the end I thought was going to make a run on me, but he didn't seem he could muster enough.
You started 27th, Dale. Did you know that this race has never been won from further back than 24th until today?
It has now. You know, I'd seen those stats, but it's just unbelievable. Again, I got to hand it to Richard and all the guys, the engine guys, everybody. They worked awful hard. Jim Goodwrench service guys, and I'd have never believed it. I never would have thought it.
Why?
I just didn't feel that competitive in the draft with them, and I couldn't pull back to the front like I wanted. I couldn't lead the laps. I couldn't do anything I wanted as I could in the spring race here. I felt more dominant, and I just never would have believed we'd have won this race. It's unbelievable, but it goes to show you if you just keep hanging in there in the draft and keep working and sort of playing chess with them and moving, and then you just outsmart them maybe.
But you were a rocket at the beginning of this race and some daring moves. Most guys don't want to be in the middle. You were passing guys in the middle.
Well, I figured I needed to get to the front closest as quick as I could. Everything worked for us, and I went right up there, and then it got up there, and it got harder as it got closer to the front.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Dale Earnhardt back in victory lane at Talladega. A dramatic and daring win from the 27th starting spot. Now let's hear from the Winston Cup points leader with John Kernan.
Well, Dale, Jarrett, you have to be happy with second place. I know you wanted to win, but you got to look at the big picture right now.
Yeah, you always want to win, and I thought that we got in a position to do that. And, man, I saw them racing side by side back there, and that was good and that was bad. I didn't know which one to block, and I wasn't sure, one time the inside lane would be coming, and then Earnhardt and them got a good run, and it surprised me a little bit that he was up that far, and I tried to cut him off, but, all I was going to do is cause a big wreck there. And so got shuffled back a little bit, but, when you get beaten by the very best at this type of racing, any racing really, it's a little bit easier to take because he is the best, and he's fun to race with, but I would have needed a lot of help to try to get by in there on the last lap.
Now, early in the race, the front end wanted to kind of slide around on you in the corners. You guys made some major changes. Tell me how did that, I guess, fix the car?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we were sliding the front, and if I got up high, I could get loose getting in the corner. So we took a rubber out of the right rear that we had in there and adjusted the air pressure and took a little wedge out of it, and the car came around then. And, the first part of that race was just wild. We were 3 and 4 wide, and I'd never seen guys want to go to the middle of 2 wide already and get themselves 3 wide in the middle, but that's what they were doing. So I knew if I got in the middle or high, all I was going to do was create a problem for myself and possibly somebody else. So I just stayed on the bottom, knew it was 500 miles, and I knew Todd would get it adjusted for me, and that's what we waited on and got it there, and everything turned out good for us.
Unofficially, you added 24 points to your lead, so it's up to 246 over Bobby Labonte. 4 races to go. Can you cruise yet?
Not cruise yet. We're going to go to Rockingham and try to win, but that's sounding good every week.
Dale Jarrett happy with his second place finish, adding to his points lead. Back upstairs.
A white-knuckle weekend, as always, here at Talladega Superspeedway, and only twice since restrictor plate racing came into being. In 1988, as a driver, won both races at Talladega, and Earnhardt's the man to do it both times in 1990 and again today. Back in a moment. Back in Talladega, this record crowd of over 170,000 began to file out. Obviously satisfied with an incredible performance today by NASCAR's Winston Cup stars. And how about the guy who equaled his best finish of the year? A great run by Ricky Rudd in the Tide 4. John?
And Ricky, what'd you say this needed to be 190 laps, not 188?
I don't know. I mean, you get that close and you can see the lead, but also you look in your mirror and you see them 5 wide also at the same time. So I guess we better take well enough today.
I guess that's kind of a preview of how much fun you're going to have next year?
Well, it was a Yates motor under the hood, and probably most of the setup under the car was a Robert Yates chassis setup. Todd Parrott, all the guys on the 28 come over and worked with us and helped Mike McSwain, our crew chief, gave us some ideas. And it was their, I'd say it was their setup under the car today. And it took me about half the race to get used to driving it. And like I said, I can't say enough thanks to what that group has done for us this weekend.
Hey, you go to Rockingham next week, a good track for you. You're trying to extend to 17 years, at least one win. Does this give you a little momentum to take into there?
Well, it's definitely a confidence booster. Every track's got its unique personalities, and today, we qualified second and we ran third, so we're really happy with that part of it. Next week's another week. We hope so. I mean, we definitely want to go out with a win, but I hope it happens. We're getting kind of running short on races.
Well, best of luck to you, Ricky. Ray?
Thanks, John.
Kevin LePage had a great run out there. The finish order is not going to show how good this team was today.
That's true, Ray. Can't say enough for all the guys on the TV Guide team. All the guys in Liberty, all the guys in Livonia with the engine department, just everybody who was surrounded this team. They worked really hard to give me a great race car. And at the beginning of the day, I said to Pat Tyson, I said, I'm just going to ride here. I see some things going on. I'm not really comfortable. Let me just ride. And when it's time to go, you tell me, and I'll go. And, we were up there at second and got a little aero tight there at the end. And Ward got underneath me, and then after that, I was just a sitting duck. Didn't have no friends out there the last 3 laps, which I expected that, but I had a whole bunch of friends early on, and they got us up to second.
Certainly doesn't hurt whenever you're chasing sponsorship to run like that, does it?
I'll tell you, this whole TV Guide team's been doing a great job since Pat Tyson come aboard. My hat's off to Pat. All the guys, they did great pit stops today. I mean, Pat's the motivator. He's the guy that got the 16 team turned around here a few weeks ago. And our first performance together was a chance to run for the No Bowl, and here we are today. Had a chance to win it. I guarantee you, my partner up there, Jeannie, she was a little nervous there at the end, but maybe the next time we'll get one for her.
Congratulations on a great run, Kevin LePage. Now back up top.
Indeed, Kevin had a great run today. You'll never know by looking at the box score how well he ran. Well, the champagne is flowing in victory lane as the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, has picked up his 3rd win in 1999. Back with more interviews and wrap up from Talladega in just a moment.